Well, hello, this is Jeannie. Welcome to Mimicraft, your home for all things creative and DIY on a budget. I make all the mistakes so you don't have to. I sure would appreciate it if you would like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell as I don't upload super regularly, and please leave me a comment. Also, today's a real short one, so if you would please watch it in its entirety, I sure would appreciate it. Now, on with the projects. Now, the first project we'll be making is either wall decor or a picture frame, depending on how you want to use it. You will need 2 boxes of tumbling tower blocks. Today's projects are going to require you to cut a lot of half blocks. For this, I used a craft miter box that I purchased on Amazon. Select 28 blocks the same size so you can construct a rectangle that is 8 blocks by 6 blocks. Use wood glue to connect the blocks. Remove any excess glue with a wet paper towel. The size of the next rectangle will be 7.5 by 5.5. Next is 7 by 5, 6.5 by 4.5, and 6 by 4. Optional but highly recommended is to sand all of these pieces. I like to use a dry paintbrush to clean all the extra sawdust off. What you see me doing here is I'm actually collecting the sawdust to put in all those little seams so that I can close them up. And what I do is put a little bit of wood glue in there, and then I put the sawdust in and use it as wood filler. When the glue is dry, I give it a light sand if it needs it. I just had to leave the sound in on this clip. This is how you do it with wood filler. I like to use Elmer's wood filler in the color Natural. With wood glue, glue the sides of each rectangle in this order. Fill in those seams with wood filler or sawdust. And don't forget the sides. Complete the other rectangles the same way. The rectangles will be stacked in the following order from smallest to biggest. Use a pencil to lightly mark where the glue placement should be for each layer. you'd like this to be a picture frame, start with your smallest rectangle being the exact size of the frame that you want. And this may require a different fraction size of the wood blocks. You'll have to figure that out yourself. When this is completely dry, I recommend using either a sawtooth hanger or D-rings on the back of the project. Here I'm just showing you that you can hang this in either direction depending on your taste. And this is how mine turned out. The second project is wall decor that would require 5 boxes of blocks. I recommend you get probably about 7 so that you can sort out all the little rejects. This project will be a series of concentric squares, so each square needs to have the same size blocks. The whole project does not need to have the same size blocks. The first square is 4 blocks glued in the order you see on screen, using wood glue, of course. The next square is 1.5 by 1.5. The next square is 2 by 2. Two and a half by 2.5. And 3 by 3. This is the order in which they'll be glued together. This will be the center of your piece. You'll be making 8 more of these. This is the next configuration. You'll need 4 sets glued together this way. This is the glue placement for this configuration. The next set of 4 will be glued together this way. This is the glue placement for this configuration. Before we attach the large piece together, here are a couple suggested configurations with some of the pieces you already made. This is the final placement of all 9 pieces. I'm not thrilled, but we've come this far, so let's just finish this thing off. This is the glue placement. Be generous. There were a lot of gaps between the 9 squares, so I decided to use wood filler to fill those in. Since these pieces were already sanded and I didn't want to do any more sanding, I used a wet paper towel to remove all the excess filler, left it just in those crevices, and it turned out real nice. It was a whole lot quicker just to use my finger rather than the spatula to fill everything else in. I recommend on the back side to glue popsicle sticks on all the seams to give the piece extra support, using wood glue of course. So I flipped it over to do just that, and this is what I saw. And I loved it. I loved it so much better than the other side that I flipped it back over and put the popsicle sticks on the former correct side. And here she is. I couldn't hang it up because the glue was still wet. Funny, not so funny story is, as I went to photograph this, I dropped it and it broke, so I had to glue it back together before I could do my final photos. What do you think? I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty heavy. I think you would have to use probably picture hanging wire and 2, maybe even 3 sawtooth hangers if you don't do picture wire. I think I could possibly have a part 3 in me, so I'd like you to stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. If there's anything you'd like to see me make, please let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know which project was your favorite. Until next time, bye!